My name is Alessandro Maini. Thank you very much for having me here. I will present this talk about common pattern shaping the long-term evolution of human societies, and I will focus on two civilizations or societies in particular. So, first of all, why this question? First of all, why this question? Why I'm searching for common pattern in the evolution of society? Because actually there are recurring patterns. We can have an highlight on maybe underlying physical laws. We can have some insight in human civilization future and maybe some hint about the Fermi's paradox. So which type of society we can study or we can hope to study? What we can search for are the best example of case study societies are semi-isolated systems which are relatively simple with few interaction with neighbors and in which local and internal dynamics are basically the dominant ones. And also possibly that have been extensively studied before from the archaeological, ethnographical, paleological and zoological point of views. So does any society like that exist or existed in the past, somewhere in the world? No, obviously. But there are two instances of societies that are close enough, in my opinion, to this type of idea, which are Tikopia and Rapa Nui. I'm using Rapa Nui. Rapa Nui is Easter Island. I'm using the original name of the island given by the indigenous people there. So, on these two islands have been written a lot of papers in the past. I'm using here two of them, the introduction of two of them. There are more websites, and there is a very famous book that basically talk about these two societies, these two islands, written by Jared Diamond. The underlying common thesis of these books and thesis and papers and website is that these two societies, these two islands, are opposite in their nature and evolution. Tikopia is a good example of a well-managed environment in which the civilization, human civilization, are able to build a sustainable environment, while Rapa Nui is a classical example of collapsed society that basically stripped their own lands and transforming it in a barren ground, and that's it. But is it true that actually this is a tale of two islands? So let's see. Let's start with some comparison. First of all, some geographical comparison. The two islands are far away each other on the two sides of the Pacific Ocean. They are lying in two different climate regions with a different average range of temperature, very big difference in temperatures and in precipitation, and a different situation with cyclone. Because, for example, the case of Rapa Nui is that there are the humble current that cools down the waters, and so they don't have any cyclone. They also lies in two different spots of biotic diversity. Tikopia is closer to a greatest biotic diversity in the central Indo-Pacific faunal province, while Rapa Nui is basically at the driest eastern edge of the same area. From the geological point of view, they are very different. The Tikopia is basically 10 times younger than Rapa Nui and is several times smaller. What about the pristine flora? What we know about these islands from archaeological and palynological study is that in Tikopia, for example, the dominant vegetation was the Coconus crucifera, while in Rapa Nui there was a differentiated vegetation, more extended because the island is bigger, among which, for example, the biggest palm of the world, the IBHA chilensis, or some relative. And we also have some information about the pristine fauna, dominated by birds, both seabirds and land birds, that are specific on these islands. So basically what it seems from our archaeological and palynological knowledge is that both these places were usually boring southern seas paradises. Until something happened, which is the arrival of Homo sapiens at some point on both of these islands. In two different times, because on Tikopia was basically settled 3,000 years ago, while Rapa Nui was settled more or less 1,000 years ago, by different population, of course. And with humans arrived at what is called human food suites by Diamond, or human transported landscapes by Anderson, consisting mostly of food-related resources. In this case, I present some of the vegetables that have been brought to Tikopia, and a suit of animals also. I would like to point out the presence of the Polynesian pig for a reason that we'll show later. On Rapa Nui, applied the same, but obviously the suit was different, because there are several thousands of kilometers in the meantime and 2,000 years of difference in the arrival of humans, and a smaller animal suit, basically chickens and rats. That's it. We know that after human arrival on both islands, for a certain period, the environment was subject to an extensive burning/slash technique to convert the pristine area into something that is more suitable for human feeding. In particular, for more than 1,000 years in Tikopia and shorter time on Rapa Nui. And the result is that the pristine flora has been modified to give place to human food suite. On Tikopia, actually, the Coconus nucifera, the coconut plants, coconut palms, survived because actually it was useful, while most of the original Rapa Nui vegetation has been destroyed and is today extinct. And the same happened for the fauna, both land birds and sea birds. In the case of Tikopia, we can see still that we have some reproduction of land birds on the bottom left side, because some of them is surviving in those by islands, while on Rapa Nui, the land birds have been eradicated and are now extinct. So basically, from a general big arch, you can say that pristine paradises, in both cases, have been transformed and converted into anthropic paradises. So, what is the point? It is that the idea that actually these two islands represent two different instances of civilization and are usually opposed to each other in literature is probably not true, because the underlying dynamics is absolutely the same. The dynamics have been also analyzed from the point of view of system dynamics. For Tikopia, we have qualitative reproduction, as you can see on the bottom left side, while for Rapa Nui there was a quantitative analysis based on system dynamics. And the main idea about these dynamics is that the original biota of both islands have been reduced and replaced by human food suits. While the human population thrived at the beginning, then reached some sort of equilibrium and started to dwindle with time. Summarizing with words, the first step has been the human settlement, followed by the replacement of the native biota. The reach of a steady-state society, the population, and that long-term reduction of the resilience factor of the island. So why different interpretations? Well, first of all, because there are different time scales involved. Tikopia was set at 3,000 years ago and reached a new ecological equilibrium in 1,500 years, while Rapa Nui was settled only 1,000 years ago, and when Europeans discovered it, the new equilibrium was not reached yet. Moreover, we have a lot of information about Tikopia from oral tradition, because its culture is still mostly unaltered there, while Rapa Nui culture and population are mostly being destroyed during the 19th century. Now, can then have a glimpse on the long-term future about our civilization based on these two islands? Well, actually what is commonly believed about what Rapa Nui can tell us is not true, because most of the information, cultural information about Rapa Nui, got lost in the 19th century. And on the contrary, there are more information about Tikopia thanks to the work of Earth and also what reported by them. And so, for example, we know that at some point, around 400,000 years ago, so 400 years ago, the population decided to slay all the peas of the island, the very peas that they brought on the island itself. And this happened 2,500 years later, the first settlement, in what has been described basically as a trophic competition between human and pigs. And also, this is a very example of non-sustainable society, because at some point had to deal with something in the past, and there is a tradition to survive and keep going. The interesting thing is that after this event, the population decided to rely more on fish and seafoods, you can say. But we know also that less than 100 years later, an forecasted event closed the bay at the center of the island and transformed it in a brackish lake. This also is reported by oral tradition, by diamond, by fur. And the effect was that big dying out of the fish population in the shells there. And the population again found themselves struggling to survive and were forced to fight each other, killing each other, to go through another difficult moment. Obviously, they recovered, and making good use of the human inventive, they transformed the brackish lagoon in a place where a new variety of food, the sago, could be farmed and cultivated. However, very recently, another event happened, and the brackish lagoon was at risk to be destroyed again, and only a remarkable international effort saved the population again from starvation. So, what are the implications for the fairness paradox? Can we actually scale up isle-size dynamics to planet-size dynamics? Well, human settlements is for sure one of our characteristics. We move around the planet, settling every place in the world. What about bilateral placement? Well, a very recent NAS article pointed out that in the last 10,000 years, around half of the total planet biomass has been replaced by human-oriented vegetables. So these are the original images of the paper, but actually what we have to think is that this was the actual biomass more than 10,000 years ago. And what about animals? Well, yes, between 50,000 and 2,000 years ago, the wild biomass, total wild animals biomass, decreased by a factor of 6, and has been replaced by humans and livestock. What about the resilience buffer? Well, lately we are seeing appearing a lot of articles about changing our diet, starting to eat insects and so on, in something that is very similar to what they did on Tikopia. So, can we deduce some very powerful convergence on this about the evolutionary paths of civilization? Maybe it's true that there is a general planetary setting if you want to become a technological civilization. But the effects are the reduction of the planetary biota, which is changed, modified in the anthropic or commercial biota, which leads in due time to the steady state civilization and in the long-term demise of civilization itself. So the final question is the universe full of Tikopia-like civilizations? Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. This has been debated many times in SETI conferences. Let me ask you just a technical question. I read a book by the American writer Aidan Frank, where he speaks about not Tikopia, the other one, the Rapa Nui. And he mentions the use of the Volterra-Lotka equation. So let me ask you, were these two equations involved also in the study of these two cases?
Let's go over this other equation. So this is basically, I'm reporting here on the bottom right area the actual numerical simulation that can be performed, and this is actually the proxy. This is observational proxy on the charcoal on the island itself. So the system of equations that can be used for this simulation is based on system dynamics, that I think is a very promising language for this type of analysis. It's not strictly speaking the Dr. Volterra system, but it's basically the same idea. The equations are slightly more complex, there are more factors, and there are more interline dynamics.
Exactly, so it's a system of serial equation interline.
Exactly.
Good, thank you.
I remember reading an article in American Scientists, I don't remember the authors, that challenged Diamond's account of the collapse. And they argued that it was the Europeans that came in and I think brought rats.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
So this is true. My personal opinion is the statement that is true is an overstatement. And the reason for this is that actually in Rapa Nui there were rats, but in Tikopia also there was the same species of rats. But Tikopia didn't go through the same fate. So it's true, but there is something that is related to the system dynamics here, because the time scales of reproduction of the trees in the two islands is different. Moreover, and just to finish the thought, basically the idea is that on Tikopia the population is more attentive to keep the rat population under control. The other thing is that actually the interpretation is correct, but I think it downplays the human responsibility, because these rats in both islands and in most of the islands, basically in all the islands of Polynesia, have been introduced supposedly by humans as part of the human food suit. So it's not different to say that, for example, if we change the vegetables on an island, and so they change the chemical compounds of the ground, killing the original vegetable biota of the island, then the fault is of the plants. But yeah, technically it is, but we move the plants from that place. So actually there is obviously an indirect getting human behavior on that. So that's my idea.
One more question?
Very interesting, and I like it very much. And it seems from your presentation that these same isolated societies can be a very good proxy for the whole humanity or even extraterrestrial. Okay. So I guess you know the case of Sentinel Island in the Andaman. So my question is, can we study these societies, what still exists of these societies? Because, of course, it's a general scientific statement that the observation affects the observed phenomenon. So how can we do this? As I know in Sentinel Island, it's forbidden.
Yeah.
So how can we study these kind of societies?
I have no idea about it. I fear that
Without destroying. Awesome.
Exactly. The problem is that, as I'm pointing out, an observation modifies the observer. And so I fear that maybe at the moment we don't have the instruments for doing something like that. I actually rely a lot on archaeology and paleontology for this type of studies, because it's the past. It's not something that we are modifying now. But I understand that it's very difficult for some specific place, like Sentinel Island. I don't know. Sincerely, I don't know. Thank you for the question.